In Japan, people greet each other by bowing. Different degrees of bow means different things. 5-degree angle is a greeting bow. 30-degree angle bow is a respect bow. 45-degree angle bow is the highest respect of bow. When you visit Japan, you can see people waiting patiently in line. They never push and shout with each other. The discipline and respect can clearly be seen in such situation. One particular tradition that has been embraced for many centuries is the Japanese tea ceremonies, which is also known as the Way of the Tea. It is a Japanese cultural activity involving the ceremonial preparation and presentation of matcha powdered green tea.
Konnichiwa, I'm Nicole, and here are the things about the Japanese food culture. Japanese cuisine encompasses the regional and traditional foods of Japan, which have developed through centuries of political, economic, and social changes. In Japan, rice has a history of over 2,000 years. It is a staple of the Japanese diet, and with its long history comes an irreplaceable importance to the culture and daily lives of the people. Gohan is both the word for cooked rice as well as meal. The typical Japanese meal consists of a bowl of rice, a bowl of miso soup, pickled vegetables, and fish or meat. Noodles are often substitute for a rice-based meal like soba and udon noodles. Generally speaking, traditional Japanese cuisine is prepared with little cooking oil. A major exception is the deep frying of foods like tempura and other dishes. Different cooking techniques are also applied to each of the three okazu. They may be raw, grilled, simmered, steamed, deep-fried, vinegared, or dressed. Green tea ice cream, which is a matcha flavor, is very popular to Japan. On the other hand, a dessert that is very popular among the children in Japan are dorayaki. They are the sweet pancakes filled with a sweet red bean paste. When it comes to beverages, Japan have tea, beer, sake, whiskey, and wine that are popular especially to ceremonies.
Ohio, I am Ria Monica D. Pupuli, and I will be presenting the traditional clothes of Japan. There are typically two types of clothing worn in Japan. Traditional clothing, known as Japanese clothing or wafuku, including the national dress of Japan, the kimono. And Western clothing, yofuku, which encompasses all else not recognized as either national dress or the dress of another country. What is kimono? Kimono is the traditional dress of Japan, which are generally made of silk, have large sleeves, and reach from the shoulders all the way down to the heels. They are tied with a white belt called an obi. Kimonos are now usually worn only in special occasions such as the Shichi-Go-San Festival, weddings, and graduation ceremonies. Next is yukata. Yukata is an informal kimono worn specifically in the spring and summer, and it's generally less expensive than traditional kimono. Because it was made for warm weather, yukata are almost entirely made of cotton of an often lighter weight and brighter color than most kimono fabrics. It is worn for festivals and cherry blossom viewing ceremonies.
Konnichiwa! I'm Maureen Recto and I will be your tourist guide for today. I will show you some famous tourist attractions in Japan. The first one in the list is Mount Fuji. Without a doubt, Japan's most recognizable landmark, majestic Mount Fuji or Fujisan, is also the country's highest mountain peak, towering 3,776 meters over an otherwise largely flat landscape to the south and east. This majestic and fabled mountain is tall enough to be seen from Tokyo, more than 100 kilometers away. Now, let us go to the famous Imperial Tokyo. Tokyo's most famous landmark, the Imperial Palace with its beautiful 17th century park surrounded by walls and moats, is a must-see when visiting the nation's capital. Don't be put off by the fact that the majority of the palace is closed to the public. It's still in the use by the imperial family. as there is still enough to see simply by strolling the grounds. The extensive grounds in here are completely free to visit and include worthwhile attractions like the famous Nijubashi Bridge, the statue of the legendary samurai Nanko, the Japanese style in Ni-no-Maru Garden, and Kita-no-Maru Park in the north. Our last destination is Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. It lies at the epicenter of the atomic blast in what was once a bustling part of the city. Here you'll find a number of important monuments, memorials, and museums relating to the events of that fateful day. The park is where you'll find the Peace Memorial Museum with its numerous exhibits dealing with the issue of world peace. It's also where you'll find the Memorial Cenotaph and the Flame of Peace, as well as the Atom Bomb Dome, the ruins of the administrative building that lay on the center of the explosion. Now, we reached the end of the destination. Thank you for visiting with me. Arigatou gozaimasu.